Hey, if you watched my last video, you know that I've recently decided to take a 6-month break from my work to start a project that I hope over time will become a business. Well, in this video, I want to share what is this project, or better, these projects, and generally what I've done so far. So let me clarify that I've decided to share my journey on YouTube because I want to expose myself as much as possible, but also because I want to collaborate and receive feedback from others. In line with this, I've also decided to create a Notion page, which I'm gonna use as a documentation of everything I do, so that if you're interested in finding a little bit more information about each of the individual projects that I'm speaking about, you can do it there. So let's start with what I've done so far. So the first thing that I did, which is somewhat unusual for me, is start by studying. My general approach, in fact, is to do things and then down the line realize why I didn't start them well. In this case, I wanted to, on the other hand, start with some strong principle and a little bit of an understanding of like what are common pitfalls to avoid. In order to do that, what I did was go on YC, which is a startup incubator, and they do have a YouTube channel. So go on the YouTube channel of YC, look at every videos they have published and take notes of them. So for example, they shared a video on how to come up with good startup ideas, how to speak with customers, what are good business model, and so on and so forth. So I did study all of them in detail, and more generally, outside of looking at YC Combinator, I stay and I'm very exposed to startup ideas, both listening to podcasts and reading books. So I think I tried to sort of develop at least a general understanding of like what are things important for startup founders. Second thing is that I've done was actively looking for a co-founder. That happened on sort of two ways. One was trying to contact a friend of mine who I thought could have been a good co-founder and say, hey, would you be interested? As of right now, he's already working on something, so he's not able to dedicate his time, but I'm still looking for a co-founder. So if you are interested, if you know someone who would be interested, please get in touch. Anyway, so that didn't work out. And the second thing, which on the other hand worked out, was someone else posted like a job offer for a co-founder on a digital nomad group chat in which I'm in Barcelona. I reacted to the job posting, we met, and eventually seemed like there is a good connection between us, and so we're gonna continue our collaboration. The project, which is called Stolz, is basically a hydrogel mask for men. I think it's quite interesting because it's target a niche, is I think a potentially growing market, and my support would be that of commercializing the product, which is something that I would love to learn how to do. So that's a second sort of area, was to look at co-founding. Third was come up with idea. So one idea fell on my lap, which is Stolz, the company I just mentioned. Coming up with idea, on the other hand, by myself, I sort of have three main threads for now. One is the idea of having lockers around Barcelona. So the problem that I'm experiencing as a runner is that I do go work out at a gym, but I can never bring a backpack because I would not know where to leave the backpack. And so at the end of my workout, I cannot, for example, put a warm sweatshirt before I go back home, or I cannot change into a swimming suit and bath. And so I basically am limited in what I can do. I thought that a solution could have been to have lockers inside businesses that are already close to the beach. So my core idea would be to propose to businesses right next to the beach, hey, you can lease, let's say, one of my lockers that I would provide to them. And you basically would bundle the unlock of my locker with one of your product. So let's make a practical example. You're a coffee shop and I propose to your idea and you're interested. Well, what you would do is that you would sell coffee plus lock for, let's say, €5. Of this €5, you would get the €3 of your coffee, while I would get the €2 of my locker. In this way, you would be interested because you can differentiate from other business nearby and attract new customer by offering a product or a service that customer might want and might be interested. And as well, you would take benefit from the fact that I will help you market your own store because I do have a strong incentive to make sure that as many people as possible do use my lockers. So it is potentially interesting for you as a business owner because that would probably help you capture additional demand. So the next step was currently, actually, what I've done already so far was creating a flyer and soon I'm gonna go to the beach to try propose my idea to businesses nearby. And if I sense that there is an interest or there is someone who's actually really interested, what I'm gonna do next is validate whether there is interest on the demand side as well. So ideally, I think I will focus on runners, because I think those are, or people that work out, those are people that have a strong use case even now in winter for this service. And then eventually during summer, there is another whole category of potential customers, which are individual travelers who want to bath and they are scared about their stuff getting stolen at the beach while they're there, in the sea. So anyway, if there is interest on the supply side, I'm gonna validate if there is demand interest as well. So that's the first idea. Second idea is repurposing GPT for a specific use case. So I watched this video here, which showed how this guy basically used GPT to help developers solve some of their issue or help bloggers. And I think that the idea of like leveraging AI to solve a specific use case seems something that is possible to do also for people with very non-technical knowledge like me, but that are interested in figuring out what exactly that use case should be. Let me try to give an example of what I'm saying. So imagine a website where you have an input of the date in which you're going to arrive in a location and the day from which you're going to fly out. Then you're going to have a toggle on what type of holidays you want. You want sort of relaxing holidays, you want sports, you want cultural visit and stuff. Then you have another one, your budget, you want to have high budget, medium budget, low budget. Imagine that all this information that you input is gonna get into the prompt that you have for AI. So the prompt for GPT could be something like, hey, GPT, act as a travel guide. Please organize a holiday trip for city of, and you take the information from the website, from the input of the customer. The arrival date is the 1st of March. The return date is the 12th of March. The holiday need to be very sportive and the budget is medium. Please provide a day-by-day recommendation. Then GPT would provide a bullet point recommendation and you would display the answer that is given by GPT in the website. And so the person would basically just input the dates, input everything and receive the answer from the AI. Well, I think this was an example. I think actually this is a bad example because it's a use case that is too broad and I think no one would actually be willing to pay for this. But I think if one is able to find a very specific use case, there is potential to eventually monetize quite easily. Lastly, I have an idea for a Saas for hairstylist. It's I'm not going to speak about it too much, but you're going to find everything in the Notion page if you're interested. Generally speaking, what you probably should take out of this is that I'm looking for problems and I'm keeping my eye open for opportunities. So if you do have a problem that you think could be solved by a potentially good business idea, please do get in touch. I would be happy to understand a little bit more what is your pain point and see whether there is something that we can do about it. That's it. That was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do find it interesting or useful, consider subscribe. And if you do have friends that you think could be interested, please share the videos with them as well. That's it. I hope you're going to have a good one and bye-bye.